Hello, my name is Simon and welcome to AFC Bournemouth Analysis. Here's my take on our humiliating 4-0 home defeat to Liverpool. Stanislas came on for the injured King about 20 minutes in and looked pretty good in the number 10 role, linking up attacking play in the rare occurrences where we did attack. Other than that, no. It was a completely gutless display, and it's the kind of display that kind of epitomises exactly what's gone wrong this season. Last season against Liverpool, we were outfought and outthought for the first 45 minutes, but made a stirring comeback and won 4-3 from 2-0 down and 3-1 down. But this season, there was no sign of that at all. We were 3-0 down at half-time, and nobody really had any belief that we'd get back into it. In fact, I asked my friend who I went to at half-time whether he'd take 3-0, and he would, because it was just obvious that we weren't going to get back into it. There's nothing about this side now that inspires confidence that they can turn around these situations. And it's a sad indication of how far we've fallen from last season. We may be on 16 points, I think, which looks okay, but really the difference between last season is stark. We don't attack teams from the start anymore. We don't have an intense pressing style anymore. We just don't seem to have much of a personality. The formation we're choosing is wrong nearly every week. Eddie Howe persists with 4-4-2 and it clearly isn't working. Yet after the game he said that he just thought it was the way we played. He didn't think it was anything to do with the formation and he would play the exact same one again. And that's worrying if he can't see that quite clearly 4-4-2 is not only the wrong formation, but we're playing the wrong players in it as well. Simon Francis continues to start despite showing no signs of not making an error or looking dodgy whenever he's put under any kind of pressure. And that's with Steve Cook rotting away on the bench, who was our best player last season. Just playing Lewis Cook and Sermon in a midfield too, and it was quite obvious they were going to be overrun by Liverpool, and so it proved. And Lewis Cook looked out of his depth, but he wasn't helped by the formation. He can't play in a midfield two against a team of that quality. He needs more support from the players alongside him. Mark Pugh looked lost. Jordan Ibe continues to frustrate to a huge degree. It's just worrying all round. It was a performance that kind of felt like the culmination of so many small issues that have been niggling away this season, and they just came home to roost. It was just a really horrible display, and not one to inspire confidence, and it had the distinct whiff of relegation about it. The last 20 minutes were embarrassing to say the least. Obviously we were 4-0 down by that stage, but the fight had gone out of us completely. Jordan Ibe ducking out of tackles, most players did. Most players looked well beaten, none of them really chasing up anything or looking like they had any interest in even getting a consolation, because 4-0 at home, that's our worst home defeat in the Premier League. Obviously we lost to Tottenham 5-1, but we got a goal back then, so technically that's better for goal difference if you score. So 4-0 is the worst home defeat in the Premier League, and it's one of our most gutless displays. Liverpool were excellent, I have to say that. Taken me a while to say that, but obviously their front players of Coutinho, Mo Salah, Firmino were excellent and caused us no end of problems. They were terrifying, to say the least. But the way we played, we set out wrong, and we just didn't play well enough in that formation at any stage to give them any problems. And the last 20 minutes the crowd was silent, nothing to go on. It really was quiet. You could hear the players shouting at each other. That's how quiet it was. It was really ugly, that last 20 minutes. I didn't enjoy it at all. I wanted to go home at half time really, but I stuck with it. The team didn't give the fans anything to feed off of. The final whistle, I know I've said that before, but genuinely at the 70-minute mark, after it was 4-0, they looked like they could score at will, and it was just, I didn't want to be there anymore, and I think most Bournemouth fans would say the same. Yeah, quite a few people have got in touch. There was quite a storm on social media, or Twitter at least, from Bournemouth fans, and rightly so. It was a really worrying performance, and if we keep playing like that, obviously we're down. But quite a few got in touch, a couple on Twitter. The first was AFCB Bob, who said, should have played 5 in the middle, Sermon and Cook overrun at times. Liverpool's front 4 very impressive though, great movement. I agree, Sermon and Cook didn't look like they had any chance of keeping up with the Liverpool players, and they didn't defend well enough and they didn't attack well enough. So really I don't know what Howe was thinking playing those two against a team which obviously has a lot of power in the middle of the park. It's just bad management. And personally, I'd like to see Cook, Sermon and Arter in midfield 3, and then either 3-5-2 or 4-5-1 to work around that. Either one would be better than 4-4-2 in my view. But it doesn't look like we're ever going to get that. It looks like we're going to play 4-4-2 till the very end. And if we do, we'll be in the Championship at the end of this season. Next, Steve Wright 70, also on Twitter, said maybe should have gone 3 at the back with wing backs to make a 5 out of possession. Poor first half, but that was down to their high pressing and Salah plus Coutinho being unplayable. Coutinho and Salah were excellent, but I just think we gave them the freedom of the park to play on to those players. As I said, midfield was weak, but I agree, 3-5-2, we've played our best game in that formation against Man City. I know we lost, but it was a narrow defeat and a brave victory, a brave defeat, if you can put it like that. We just haven't played it against us. I think we played it against Chelsea where we did okay again, but since then, nothing. So it's really frustrating that we just keep playing a formation that just doesn't suit the personnel we have at our disposal. And next, Tom Palmer on Facebook said front to back, not good. You have a good display at Old Trafford and he changes the whole midfield. Cook is one of our best defenders, yet doesn't play because Francis is captain. Lewis Cook isn't ready yet. Yeah, it's worrying that we change so much from the Old Trafford match and then get a performance like that. I don't think anybody really could have called that. But you look at the team against Old Trafford, you thought Arter and Gosling in midfield were going to be terrible, but in the end they restricted Man United to very few chances. Now you've got to say, if they played against Liverpool, they might have restricted them a bit more. We probably would have lost, but probably by less. Whether that's a good thing or not, I don't know, but we didn't really pose much of a threat going forward either. So really, maybe he should have stuck with more of the team that played so well at Old Trafford. But it's easy to say in hindsight, but I think the main issue is the formation, and it needs to change. Otherwise we are just going to keep slipping down the table. There's no doubt about that in my mind. And then finally, Alex Rennie on Facebook said, has to stop playing Frano, got turned in and out today. Obviously the Coutinho goal, I think part of the blame for that was Ivan Smith not being organised enough defensively and just leaving Francis exposed against Coutinho, which obviously is not a good thing. Frano, I don't know what he has to do to stop to be dropped. Every game he makes stupid mistakes or doesn't look comfortable. Even if he doesn't make outright mistakes, he doesn't do good things. He doesn't play excellent forward balls or anything, so why is he playing? It's just frustrating, and I don't know why. I love Francis, but it's annoying that I'm watching these players that I loved in our championship winning season. I'm watching them decay in front of my eyes, and I don't want to see that. And a good manager should know when to move on these players and not let them get to this state. It's sad to see, and hopefully in January Eddie Howe can sort it out, but I don't have a huge amount of faith that he will. But hopefully the players at our disposal can sort it out, because I don't think Eddie Howe's going to change formation, so it's up to the players to work within this formation that doesn't work for them and get us out of this trouble. But I don't know whether it can happen or not. So that's all for this video. I went on a bit long there, but a bit too much there, but I feel like it was a very, very bad performance. I think that's the worst game. I know it's our worst defeat, but it felt like by far the worst game as well. The worst result, the worst performance. It wasn't pleasant. But please do follow and like AFCB Analysis on Twitter and Facebook. The URLs are here. And do subscribe to this channel. It really helps me out. Like this video, because then it can be seen by more people. And comment and let me know what you think of the video and the matches ahead. I don't think I'll be doing a preview, or I definitely won't be doing a preview of the Chelsea Cup game, but I might do a review of it and combine in a City preview as well. City, that's something to look forward to. City, I definitely won't be doing a preview. I won't be doing a preview of the the Boxing Day clash against West Ham either, but I will be doing reviews of both those matches. I'm not sure whether I'll be on camera for those or whether I'll just be doing the audio, because I'll be away travelling, so I might just record audio and then put some images on, and so it'll be like a podcast, but a really rubbish one because it will just be me. But yeah, we'll see what happens, but there'll definitely be reviews of every match we're playing over the Christmas period. You can also check out my latest Yahoo Sport article, which basically has said what I've said in this video, but in a more concise and more vitriolic fashion. So please do read that. A link to that is in this video's description. Thanks so much for watching, and up the cherries in all departments.